What is advised to a younger brother full of rage and anger, where often he has brutal aggression and violent tendencies?
Question from Sydney, Australia. A young brother who has a lot of aggression, violent tendencies. He snaps out or rages out, etc. First, you have to return back to Allah. Ask Allah to protect you from all harm, from all evil, from the evil of men and the evil of jinn, the evil of the shayateen. Read the Quran upon yourself. Have others read it upon you. You have to make the adhkar. You have to spiritually purge whatever is bothering you. Purge yourself from whatever is bothering you spiritually. And also, there's no contradiction as well. You go and you get the treatment of the secular science, whether it's counseling, whether you need to speak with people, talk with people, whether it's an imbalance in your diet, something that you shouldn't be eating, something that you need to eat. You need to get that healing as well. Last but not least, you have to learn self-control. You have to learn that there's someone who's bigger than you, stronger than you, who's more fierce than you, and that can do harm to you and insult you. And of course, even though I just said last but not least, that you have to learn how to channel that anger through sports, through some type of activity. And most people who have this anger is because they're lacking. They're lacking. And many people, unfortunately, they misunderstand them. And they give him a bad name or a bad title. He's wild, he's this, he's crazy. But oftentimes they just need to be talked to and counseled, and they need to be befriended. They need a hug. Alright? And that's the general case of any type of major emotional imbalance that people have. And the same applies to haters as well. I remember there was this was like a relative, family friend type of lady that I had in my family once. She wasn't a Muslim, and I had with me a brother, a young disciple, and I was in Philadelphia at the time, and we came across her neighborhood, and we wanted to go visit her. So I asked her, and she was a wise woman. I consider her to be a wise woman. So I said, what advice can you give to, this young brother right here? And she's not a Muslim. So she gave him some advice, and I talked about jealousy and envy, how people are envying you or whatever. What advice can you give to him? She said, people that are envious and jealous, they're screaming for love. They need love. They're lacking love. They've been hurt. They're not getting the necessary attention and love. So oftentimes, they don't know how to take it out on other people, unfortunately. The point I'm trying to get to is imbalance. Oftentimes people, they're lacking things, so it comes out in another way. So when someone has this type of anger problem, this type of rage, not all the time, and I'm not saying it's the only solution, but sometimes they just need what? A big hug. And the same applies to haters. You just need a big what? A hug. Have a cup of tea, akhi. Sit down. It's okay. Inshallah, the world is going to be okay, akhi, without you hating. You need some time, some attention. You need someone to befriend you. MashaAllah. It's a reality. All right? The power of a what? Of a simple what? Simple hug, right? Wallahu a'lam.
Assalamu alaikum, Mufti.